Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the 285th edition of Cinema Effect, the podcast where we review and talk about a different movie every single Monday. And this week, that movie is Donnie Brasco. It opened in the US on February 28th, 1997. It was directed by Mike Newell, making his return to the show after 2 weeks. Incredible stuff. It's just kind of weird watching this whole movie knowing it was directed by a British man, to be honest. It's just funny because there's like nothing British about this movie even slightly. But I like that. The genre is a true crime gangster film, and the synopsis says, an FBI undercover agent infiltrates the mob and finds himself identifying more with the mafia life at the expense of his regular one. Wow. Jaden, never seen this movie. None of us have seen this movie before. What did you think?
I don't really have too much to say about it. I mean, to be honest, like I think it's a bad week for Leave It to Miss. I loved it. I thought it was one of the best gangster films I've ever seen. I think it stands right up there with The Godfather. I think it's Pacino's best performance. I think it's Depp's best performance.
Oh my God.
I think it's incredible.
Yeah.
I can't believe it doesn't get talked in the same circles. Actually, I think it stands probably above The Godfather as well. Maybe that's yeah, no, I think you can stand shoulder to shoulder. But
Wow.
it really blows everything else that, in the genre out of the water that I've seen. It's just so, I mean, it's what we talked about a couple of weeks ago with Gulliver 5 just being so trim and just able to move. Like, there is no fat on this, and it does everything important it needs to. It establishes a character, then immediately you get that sense of friendship straight away from Pacino and Depp. And it's just incredible. They're really blown away.
That took a hard turn. I was not expecting when you said, I don't have much to say about this movie. And I'm like, oh no, here we go. And then you go, it's the best movie. And I'm like, oh shit.
I mean, I don't have much, but yeah, I thought it was fucking fantastic.
It's just great. It just speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Did you see that there was an extended edition?
No, I didn't. Okay, interesting.
There's a 2.5 hour cut. That apparently, I read a bit about it, and it's just it just adds a bunch of deleted scenes kind of thing just into it. Apparently it takes away some of that trimness naturally, as you'd expect, but adds some, it was sort of a bit back and forth on what people prefer. Some people I like this new scene. Some people it kind of takes away the pace and the tension. And so maybe that could be an interesting way to revisit it. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed this movie for sure. I don't know. It's funny. I don't know if I'd come in as high as you, comparing it to The Godfather necessarily. I don't know how much staying power it will have for me as a cinematic experience. But on a first viewing, I was invested for sure. The chemistry between the two leads is outstanding. The dialogue is a lot of fun. The story, it's got the tension you want. I thought the ending was really effective too. It's one of those movies that feels like it was pretty simple to construct. I guess that sort of leans into what you were saying with the Mike Newell aspect of it. It just feels like you watch it and it's just I'm not necessarily seeing a lot of standout, obvious technical stylings, or things like that. But it's just very entertaining. It's just slick. It's just very well put together. Not a moment wasted. And you've got some great scenes, some great moments. So, hell yeah. This movie was great. Definitely recommend for sure. I'll tell you what, though. I had no idea it was based on a true story. I don't know if you were surprised by that.
I kind of always assume that these kind of movies are, and then afterwards I'll be like, oh yeah.
I guess Goodfellas is too. Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think it is, isn't it?
It kind of is, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I just don't know. I guess it just is a bit of a case-by-case basis of how much, to what extent liberties it takes or whatever.
Yeah.
This movie makes some changes we'll talk about, but is does the thing where it's everyone in the movie's either a real person or based on a real person or whatever. And then they switch some elements around and combine some things and do that kind of thing that you'd expect. You think this movie's better than Goodfellas?
like easily so.
Wow.
Just remember I didn't like Goodfellas that much.
Dude, that was so long ago. Was that your take? You didn't like it that much?
I think I gave it a 7, but like it was a very weak 7.
A week 7. Wow. For Goodfellas.
Just severely overrated. And just too long. Scorsese getting lost in the sauce, and the characters just don't feel nice. Like what really drives this so high is just that dynamic between Pacino and Depp. Like it's really
Oh, yeah.
unmatched in
Yeah.
gangster films and films in general. Like it's incredible. I don't know. Like it's it probably is just dialogue, probably and delivery combined
Yeah.
that really drives it. But like it's
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know.
No, absolutely. It's the dynamic. It's like the whole kind of the characters are very interesting independently, and then to bring them together under obviously the situation where Depp's undercover. Pacino, what's his name? Lefty.
Lefty.
Lefty is like this guy who is basically like, I don't want to call him a loser, but I was kind of trying to, well, it's like a tier above a loser, like in the mob, where he's just kind of overlooked, uh, you know, not really on the ascent, just kind of middling in his position, being used for odds and ends, and basically does all the hits for them and all that kind of stuff, but isn't really in a position where he's gonna be rising through the ranks like a new young person might be. So that's just such an interesting spot for him to be in, I think, and for Pacino to play that part because I think Al Pacino. You see Al Pacino, he's going to be in this mob movie. I'm like, Al Pacino plays alpha males. You know what I mean? That's how I see it anyway. Um, especially in this world, he's like always the kingpin. He's always like the high ranking guy. And this is kind of disheveled and kind of like just lives in this crappy apartment.
Mm.
And he's just like, just trying to get by. And that was really cool to see. And I think when you put those two together, him and then his sort of desperation of like he thinks he's found this guy with Donnie who he can like protege, who he can like, oh my, I have an opportunity to share my wisdom and, even potentially use him as like, oh, I've got this connected guy and I can use him to sort of even maybe elevate my own status a little bit and show that I've got my own initiative and I can make my own moves and use my own people kind of thing. So him like being motivated in that way, that is like he sort of sees an opportunity in Donnie to do something as well for himself. But then just them getting along as well as sort of just, learning the ropes, teaching Donnie all the slang and all that kind of stuff. It's just good stuff. It's just entertaining. The dynamic is strong. And they just have great chemistry. I think it's really as simple as that. You put it on any scene between the two of them, walking around, hanging out in the car, talking. Like most of it, 70% of it probably is just kind of just standard, just sort of back and forth, progressing the plot, learning about each other, learning about the plot. But all of that is just entertaining because of their chemistry. And then by the time you end up later getting into a lot the more dramatic moments between them, the more emotional moments where it's like things start coming to a head, then those work exceptionally well because of everything that the film sort of built up between them prior to that point as well. So, yeah, no, needless to say, I completely agree. Their chemistry is it's just great. Who doesn't want to watch these two on screen again?
I mean, it
Which
got
is
me
not something
thinking.
I
I
would
mean,
have
like
expected.
Depp doesn't really do gangster. I mean, I know he came back to do Black Mass. And I can't tell you how many times throughout the week I thought I was doing Black Mass and not this.
What's Black Mass?
It's that 2015 film where I'm pretty sure he plays like a gangster, doesn't he? I just assumed it was.
I just assumed that I haven't seen it yet, but Michael Mann's Public Enemy or Public Enemies, is that not a gangster thing?
Is he in that? I don't know.
He's the lead, but I
Is
just
he?
don't know if it's a gang. He looks like a gangster thing to me from the poster. I don't know if it is.
Yeah. Let me quickly take a peek.
But do you just mean
Public
that?
Enemy is pretty far down. That's funny.
Oh shit!
Oh, he plays John Dillinger. Interesting.
But is that a cop or a gangster?
No,
He might be a
Dillinger's
cop.
no, Dillinger's like one of the most famous robbers in history.
Oh, he's a robber. Okay, all
Yeah.
right. Oh, so it's not really that. Okay, understood.
Hmm. Oh shit! Oh no, don't worry.
But do you just mean that like
And then
it's
Black Mass
surprising
is a
to
gay
see?
film. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, but it's like surprising and cool to see Depp fit into the gangster world.
Yeah, so naturally as well. I'm surprised they didn't get called back into it many times afterwards. The way that a lot of
True.
these actors do. I don't know, because like I don't know. These films often have a type, and like, and they get recycled over and over, and like he just fit that type so well that I mean, like good on him for not getting trapped into it, but like at the same time,
Mm.
imagine what could have been.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I thought his performance in this film was, man. I guess I haven't seen like the widest breadth of like Depp's most iconic performances. I haven't seen like his Tim Burton stuff, for example. I think that's well regarded, but I don't really care for Tim Burton, as you know. But I don't know, like this is very high tier Johnny Depp performance from what I've seen. I'll say
Yeah,
that.
I think this is like no, yeah, I think this is my favorite stuff, and like the only thing I can really see coming up against it is like out of the stuff I haven't seen of it is like Fear and Loathing maybe in Las Vegas. Like that's meant to be pretty good, isn't it?
Oh, okay, yeah, I haven't seen it.
So
Yeah.
like, but then like I look at like every other film I've seen of him, and I'm like, no, this is stronger. I mean, obviously Jack Sparrow is like such a character like that. It naturally
Oh
creates
yeah,
competition, but like
yeah.
this is like I don't know, in terms of the rest of filmmaking,
Yeah. In terms of like potential awards consideration,
Yeah.
I feel like this is very, very appealing. Yeah, this makes me want to watch more Johnny Depp movies, to be honest. Because like I've always respected him. It's not like I've
Whoa.
never been a hater.
Oh.
Oh, careful!
Whoa.
Professionally only. I don't take sides on all that shit, Jen. But
Mm.
Team Depp all the way. But no, that was a joke. Or maybe it wasn't. But
Yeah.
like, I've never been like a huge fan of his or anything. I've been kind of like, oh, I respect him, whatever.
Sure.
But this is definitely like the most I've been like, oh shit, this was really good. I want to see more.
Mm.
And it was just the way he really fitted in nicely as this like grounded New Yorker, And I know and obviously the fact that like he's playing a part, like Joe's playing Donnie. That's like the whole thing. And the way he does that so convincingly adds a lot to the tension as well. And the way every time you feel like he's kind of close to getting caught, like the performance is so strong that you feel the element of like you feel the sweat coming through a little bit, but he keeps such a strong front at the same time. It's not like he's standing there too nervous or something like anyone in real life would just look at him and go, you're clearly, what's wrong with you kind of thing. But there's always something there in the scene that he does that's like, you can read into it and see behind the layer, behind the mask that he's putting up of Donnie. And I don't know, I think just seeing him walk around, maybe I think, again, having Pacino to bounce off of elevates this as well, but just seeing him walk around and just, chat shit in the slang and go with the accent so nicely, it's just natural, So yeah, huge shout out to that. I kind of already said my bit of my piece about Al Pacino, but do you agree that like him being in this kind of middling guy spot makes this feel different, or is that part of what makes it appealing to you as well?
Yeah, because like going into it, like when I saw that Pacino was on the cast list, like I did assume that he was the boss. I mean, just because
Yeah,
naturally, yeah,
absolutely.
right, like an actor of that caliber as well at that time. It was kind of very surprising to see. I don't know, like just I feel like even this kind of middleman, like as like such a pathetic version of it. I don't know, you don't really see in the Scorsese stuff. Like
Yeah, no, you're right. If the
yeah,
Scorsese films often focus on like the stronger personalities,
yeah, like even in Goodfellas, like as is it Ray Liotta's character, right? He's the one that makes his way through it. Like he's never shown to be like, you know, such a pusher or like such a tool, you know. It's like yeah.
But did you feel sorry for Lefty? Because that's ultimately, I was empathetic towards him quite well, and I think the film did that well.
Often in like gangster films, I'm able to like with, you know, forgo empathy because I don't like the
Right.
people. But
Yeah, I think you said that. That is something I think you said for Goodfellas. Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
this like did a fantastic job at making me care for Lefty. Like they do it through the family and then through his relationship. I think the fact that he latches onto Donnie so hard is also just a great example of like that he is, I don't know, like lonely or like needing of something. Like it's like that just drives home like, you know, his position from the start. Like you know, he just grabbed him and vouched for him straight away. And then seeing that mirrored with his home life and the son and all that shit. Like it's they build a very empathetic character within the 2 hours that, like, you know, by the time he's sent for his death, like you're like, oh, that's quite unfortunate.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think you're onto something there with like how he latches onto Donnie. Maybe there's definitely maybe something to be said for like the whole, he thinks his own son's a loser for being a drug addict, and he's like, that clearly bothers him. And so like, you know, it's Donnie the son he wants or the son he wishes he had, and he sort of like, you know, grabs onto that. There's probably a bit of that. I don't think that's like the main thing or anything, but like there's probably a bit of that. But yeah, no, you're not wrong at all. He's like, I don't know, he's like the underdog kind of hardworking. Like he's obviously, you know, he's part of organized crime. He's in the mob. It's not like I'm not saying he's a stand-up guy, but within that world, he's kind of like the best, most empathetic version of a worker in that world you could see. Like he works hard. He looks out for his friends. He doesn't do drugs. He doesn't cheat on his missus. He loves it. You know, he's like, oh, there's one girl's enough for me kind of thing. It's like, and he's kind of doing all the quote unquote right things and is not rewarded for it, you know? And that's obvious throughout. He's got no money. You know, he's living in this kind of middling apartment, whatever.
That was like one of the first ones,
Yeah, 100%. And then he just takes the money out of his out of his jacket pocket. It's like, you know, this is not something we're used to out of gangsters, and it makes him endearing. But yeah, all that sort of just serves to make you connect with him. And then, yeah, you're right. There's like the scenes with his family as well are good and making us feel like he's just, he's one of us, you know, he's a normal guy. I like the scene when he goes to the hospital because his son overdosed. And it's like, you know, he breaks down and it's like, he reacts like any sort of father would. And it doesn't feel like, I don't know. I just think of other maybe gangsters would just react differently because they're probably drug addicts themselves or just exposed to that, all the drugs and all that in a different way. Whereas he sort of feels like he reacts kind of like a normal father would, in terms of his sort of shame and, you know, wishing things could be different and all that. I thought that was quite a good scene. So all of that adds up to, yeah, absolutely to what you were saying at the end. By the time you get to the end, and it's like, it's a tragedy for Lefty. He gets totally screwed over, you know? And
the film has you thinking he got out of it, you know, in the scene just before. It's a crazy way to play with you.
Absolutely.
Oh.
And played with us, Mike and you did for sure, because man, it was pretty heartbreaking at the end when he gets sent for, and you know, it's a big rip. It's a big rip. So yeah, and I just really like the way in which, you know, the kind of moral conundrum of the film is that Donnie is the one who does it, basically. It's like Donnie essentially, and obviously, you know, he's a cop, he's law enforcement, he's trying to take down the bad guys, all that kind of stuff. So there's always a little bit of inherent rooting for that. But the FBI are also shown to be kind of assholes in this movie, which is, I think, fair. And so when you see, when it all comes down to Donnie's, obviously, we buy into their relationship as it is, but Donnie's clearly using Lefty. He's basically his way in, or his prey to get in to this world, and he chooses. I think what the day is like when he's sitting there at the diner on his first day is that like he basically chooses. He might have already decided, but he's there because he's choosing Lefty as his way in, as the person he's going to have bring him into it, and he sees him as a good opportunity to do that because of his positioning, because of all the things we talked about that sort of make him susceptible to it. So it's kind of a tragedy for him as well. It's like you got this nice, quote unquote, nice gangster who's just wants, recognition and wants a better son and a better relationship and all these kind of things. And then he's kind of exploited, that aspect of his character is exploited by the FBI to take down the whole larger organization, and then he dies for it. It's kind of sad, I wish, I guess what I'm saying is that I wish it happened to a worse person. I wish it happened to one of the shittier ones that got in the end, and it was like, oh yeah, bro, you didn't see that coming. Whereas poor Lefty didn't see it coming, and it was like, it didn't feel good. It did not feel good at all. Especially right at the end when obviously the cops walk into their bar or their hideout or whatever, and reveal that Donnie.
I think
was
they're
the
lawyers,
rat.
aren't they?
No, they were the FBI guys, right?
Were they?
Yeah. It was the two main like FBI generals that, or I don't know, what they're captains or whatever, that like Donnie was kept reporting to the whole time throughout the film.
Oh, okay. I think because they said he's my number if you want to talk. I guess like they're trying to get them to like cut a deal. I just assumed that was like a lawyer thing.
Oh no, I don't think so. I think they were agents.
Yeah, right.
When they just, I mean, first of all, I was just kind of surprised that they walked in there and just said, and they laid the photos on the table and were just like, yo, by the way, this guy's one of us. I was kind of surprised by that as like a tact, but I guess it is an intimidation thing.
Yeah, but I think it's like, it makes sense as like to get one of them to like just like full rat everything else.
As in, oh yeah.
Yeah.
From that, like they're hoping then someone's going to turn around and come to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I was just surprised they like laid it all out like that. And then I was even more surprised that then bloody, after they leave, like Sonny Black, this is obviously the surface level of the scene as it's happening, is that Sonny Black and Lefty are out the front like, I almost fell for that. Oh yeah, they almost had me going too or whatever. Like they didn't believe it. And I was kind of like, that they think the FBI are playing 4D chess with them. And I'm like, huh? You guys didn't, but they did believe it. They were just kind of like, because obviously Sonny Black ends up sending for Lefty, so we know that he sees what happened and that Lefty, exposed them. But it was just, I thought that was quite well done when Al Pacino gives that little bit where he's like, yeah, they almost had me going too. But like, and the way he's like looking around, and it's like, but you can tell he realizes he was totally played for an idiot.
Yeah.
So anyway, rip Lefty. You were always great. And man,
yeah.
I wish you got more respect while you were alive.
I like that it's not so subtle in showing that Depp's the one that killed him by cutting to him at the firing range.
Dude, absolutely.
I mean, like it's a touch heavy-handed, but like it's really good. Shot through the heart 5 times. Like it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a bit of trivia that I actually think makes this better. Joe Pistone practicing on the FBI's firing range was inserted at the insistence of the studio because they wanted a shot of Johnny Depp firing a gun for the trailer.
Uh-huh.
right? So I read that and I'm like, okay. But you're right. Assuming that's true and you follow, the studio asks Mike for this scene because for that reason, right? And then Mike's like, all right, whatever. We'll shoot this scene where he's shooting a gun. He inserted that at the perfect spot to have Matt, because it's exactly what you said.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, where can we put this scene then? Because we had to fucking shoot this scene apparently. Where can we put it that's going to have maximum story effect? Oh, put it right at the end there after everything's done, and you feel exactly what Donnie's done. Exactly. That was clever. That was really good spot to put it. Because you could have just put it anywhere. You could have like put it in like earlier where, you know, it was like the kind of an equivalent of like the weight training scenes or whatever. It's just like an insert or something. Yeah. But using it right at the end there was really smart. So that was sick.
Yeah. I think it does a great job of showing the like in the scene following as well, like the whole, like, you know, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it is, undercover, you know, in the mud, and then when he gets his $500.
Oh my God.
And like you can see like just the like the expressions in that scene from Depp, which is like the I don't know, what do you call it? The I don't know, dissatisfaction. I can't think of the other word. But like just like it's so potent. It's
Absolutely.
such a fantastic way to wrap it up, and just so neatly, like by like refocusing on his character, in those two scenes. Like it's great.
It really is, and his wife and his kids are there, who've, you know, been tormented the whole time by this whole mission. It's like, it's the $500. His name gets mispronounced. It's such an in and out nothing ceremony in quotes. Get the photo taken. I mean, this is all highly intentional, obviously, and it was just it really worked. It was the worst of like, what an absolute waste of time, and, you know, a lack of recognition for the amount of the incredible depths he's gone to complete the job. And also the kind of the fact that he didn't even really fully get to complete the job. Like, I guess he did. They got heaps of stuff on the wiretap that they used.
Yeah.
And they incriminated a bunch of people from that. So no, it was definitely an effective op in the end. But, you know, they pulled him out before he wanted to. So it's such, I think that's kind of what I mean at the start when I said that this movie's ending was really good, because it was a really underwhelming ending in a satisfying way. Like, it's meant to be, the whole thing was meant to feel just like tragic on the lefty side, and then just kind of like the lack of recognition on Donnie's side. It's just, all of it's kind of just this mix of negative emotions that's just kind of like, ugh. That's at least my reaction to it. I just kind of grunt. I'm like, oh, Jesus. But all of that makes it quite a satisfying ending, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really good. The movie ends with the implication that Lefty was killed after being sent for. In real life, the FBI intercepted Lefty on the way to him being killed and arrested him. Sonny Black was the one who was sent for and murdered. His body was found on Staten Island a year later. Lefty was convicted of conspiracy to commit murder, extortion, distribution of a controlled dangerous substance, and running a illegal gambling operation. He was sentenced to 20 years in prison, but received early parole in 1992 after he was diagnosed with lung cancer and testicular cancer. So he did have cancer of the, what do they say, cancer of the prick? As he says. That's what he said. He has cancer of the prick. He had cancer of the prick. That's real. And he died in 1994. So he still died.
Yeah, but it's a bit happier.
A bit happier.
A
bit happier.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the film is, you know, what the within the film's narrative, he dies, obviously.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's good to know that he lived for a few more years in real life, at least.
I mean, that's another thing, is I didn't know it was a period film. I feel like it happens with so many gangster films that I just don't realize they're period films, because, like, I don't know why I assumed they were a product of the time, but like,
I should feels part of the genre. Like,
yeah, I should know by now that, like, they never are.
Yeah.
So like, seeing the 1978 like flash up, I was like, oh, are we gonna do a bit of a time jump here, or what's going on?
Yeah. No, that's very true.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's just crazy that the whole thing was real. Joe Pistone is still alive. He's still out there. He's I think in his late 80s right now.
Mm.
He claimed that the movie is 85% accurate. He said it portrayed the mob the way it is. So maybe the 15% is just in some of these details we talked about that they swapped around. But
Yeah.
in like the vibe of the way the mob guys talk and interact and everything, he was pretty satisfied with that. And the part of that is because like the writer, what was the writer's name? I want to credit him properly. Richard Woodley and Paul Atani. Oh God, Atanasio.
Atanasio. Atanasio. Yeah.
Atanasio. Yeah, that's good. They actually like obviously had his wiretaps and were like you know use that as a reference to write the movie, so it makes sense. It all sounds accurate.
Yeah, I can't believe this doesn't come up in the same circle of like discussion of like, oh, there was 80 live mobsters on the set of Goodfellas to authenticate the way that we act and speak, you know,
Sure.
all that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, like this. I mean, like without knowing that fact, it all felt far more naturalistic than what any kind of Scorsese thing does with like those kind of big personalities. But I mean, you know, this seems to confirm a bit more that like, you know, this is, I don't know, the way it works. Oh.
Yeah, it's a good comparison. I think Scorsese just likes the big personalities. He just sort of leans into those.
Yeah.
Because this film doesn't really have that. You know,
No.
like...
Yeah, Sonny
at all.
Gets close at points.
Yeah, a little bit.
But not really. And the other older guy that they whack, I mean, he's obviously meant to be like he's meant to be like the equivalent, but like he's obviously a far more subdued version as well.
Yeah.
I mean, like the wackiest character we get is the Florida guy, but he's a cop, you know?
Yeah. He's a cop. He was a sweaty cop. He was really under the pressure. Yeah, you're not wrong about that at all. That was a really great scene as well when they're at the airport and the guy recognized Joe.
Yeah.
That was great. Joe? Oh my God, I was cringing so hard. And then he like does the whole thing. He grabbed my cock, you know. That was fun. Good scene. Man, the amount of forget about it's in this movie was otherworldly, but I think it was all worth it it was funny anyway, but it was all worth it for the scene where Johnny Depp explains forget about it and what it can mean. The 5 different meanings.
Yeah, I saw someone talking about it on Letterboxd, and I didn't realize it was like, cause I just didn't pay attention to the faces, but it was Paul Giamatti and Tim Blake Nelson in that scene as well. It was a good yeah. I mean, quite a star-studded little like room.
Absolutely, it was crazy. Giamatti stood out to me right away. And then who's what? I think there might be a bit of a delay going on. Like I can.
No, I think my internet's just dying a little bit for a second, but it should be
okay.
Like, yeah, because like the camera went funny because I'm on a different Wi-Fi because they changed it, so I wasn't sure if it's going to be perfect.
Oh, okay. I think it's it did go weird for about a minute there. I think it's okay now.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Sorry.
Yeah. So wait, Giamatti's in that scene. Who the other guy was recognizable to me, but like, what's he in?
I think is he in Coen Brothers stuff? I think I've seen him a lot, but like you don't really realize. Hold on, let me pull up this Letterboxd when my internet decides to load it.
Oh no, Letterboxd is gonna push it over the edge and crash the podcast.
A fucking suck of data. Yeah, he's in like. He's in a few Coen Brothers things. Okay. He's in the Hulk film.
He has a very recognizable face.
Yeah. And he's
the Ang Lee one?
Yeah, no. Is that 2008? Did Ang Lee do? No, he did 2003, didn't he?
Oh, no, yeah.
They brought him back for Captain America Brave New World to play the same guy, you know?
Oh my God. Of course they did.
But he just pops. What? Hold on, I've got Letterbox wants me to do a security check. It says we've detected a massive gravitational anomaly. Please complete this check. What the fuck is that?
Gravitational anomaly.
Dude, what was that?
It knows your Wi-Fi's having a stroke right now.
Yeah. He's in Watchmen, the TV show. Is the main thing. He plays the Mirror Man, I think.
Oh, yes! Oh my god,
Yeah.
yes. Wow, I would not have got that, but yeah. There you go.
Oh, actually, sorry, I forgot about that. There was a trailer for Lanterns this week. And Damon Lindelof is doing that.
We talked about it last week, Jaden.
Oh, sorry, I didn't listen to the episode.
I didn't know Lindelof was doing that though.
Yeah, he is, and that's why a lot of people are pissed off because of everything about it is not Green Lantern. But I mean, like, I just trust Lindelof so entirely. They're like, I don't really care about what's missing.
Oh, dude! I said last week. I hope there's less Green Lantern shit. I want it to be like,
yeah, that's the thing. Everyone wants Green Lantern done properly, though. Like, all the fans want like a proper space Green Lantern, and doing
well, this
everything
isn't going to
about
be
it.
that.
Well, no, and that's why everyone's pissed off. But like, obviously, the show is more for people like you and me to an extent.
Hell yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely keen for that for sure. What else we got in this movie? Oh, I mean, we haven't really talked about. Okay, I will transition to Joe's home life a little bit, but to do that, can I just quickly say, why are their kids named Terry, Kerry, and Sherry?
Yeah, naming conventions like that always turn me off. It's like a
You can't do that with human beings.
But people do it, especially Americans, man.
Oh my god!
It's the whole like Jackson and Jason and Jamison, and it's like they all love that shit. Especially the religious ones. They love going through the Josiah, Kasiah, Messiah, Messiah, kind of thing.
Oh my god! Yeah. And that's the thing. I assume it's real. I assume they actually named their kids that because it's based on a true story.
Yeah.
It just makes it, So anyway, that was like my most egregious point I needed to bring up. Not so much on the filmmakers, more so on Joe Pistone and his wife's naming choices.
Maybe it's a
anyways,
Iron Claw thing, and there's a fourth sister with another name that's just too ridiculous to include.
Yeah. Oh my god, I don't even know what it would be. Like Fairy or some shit like that.
Barry. Mary.
How did you like? Oh, Mary.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's not that ridiculous. That's fine. But they would still kind of throw the whole thing off. The how did you like Johnny Depp scenes here with Anne Hitch, I think is her name, and their whole thing throughout the movie? Because I feel like, to what you were saying earlier, I feel like it never overstays its welcome, but it like puts the appropriate amount of pressure on Donnie's character that's needed.
Yeah, I mean the movie does what I hate, and what I like specifically hyper criticized. L.A. Confidential, is that the one?
Yeah, I think so.
Where whoever the lead in that was it Crow? Maybe where he starts beating up on it, beating his wife or whoever it was.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, fuck, what are you doing this for? And like when he hits it, I was like, oh, come on, Donnie.
Yeah,
but then
that's true.
I don't know. Everything else with the home life is good. I like it. It's I think you're right about not overstaying its welcome. Really, I think does it do that in gangster films? But like, I think this one played with the edge a bit more because like it balances the character getting annoying and in the way without it ever feeling like that. But like you can tell it would get to that point had it been a couple more scenes. Yeah. I mean, you really feel the struggle. Like I think it does a fantastic job of highlighting the struggle of the parent. And like him having to miss so much, and then her having to obviously deal with the repercussions of that. It's I know. It spends its time well with her.
Yeah, I agree. It's funny because I do think that the strongest scene between them is that kind of ultimate climactic scene where he slaps her. I don't obviously don't like that he slapped her at all, but I kind of don't mind that it adds this sort of a bit of greyness to Donnie a little bit. Like I don't mind necessarily. Like I do definitely recall that criticism in LA Confidential, and my recollection of that is that it just felt backwards for Russell Crowe's character and
Yeah.
for like his whole moral standing.
Yeah.
Whereas for this, I felt like while it was terrible, it felt like it fitted more with the situation, Donnie's own frustrations, and actually added a layer of complexity to Donnie that made me kind of not like him in a good way. Like it kind of fleshed him out a bit as a character. Whereas, yeah, but without contradicting anything of what I felt like he really stood for. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, especially in that scene as she's telling him that you're becoming like them. Like
that's hard to swallow.
Yeah, like it's a good. It's like it illustrates the point, obviously, that about his violence coming through and all that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, which is also another like when you go on an undercover up, like how much are you allowed to do? I mean, like he's cutting up bodies. Like are you just allowed to do that? Like like
You cut
at
out a
what
bit. You cut out a bit for me. Sorry. Did are you allowed to do what?
are you allowed to just cut up bodies and like he was about to whack that guy. I mean, I guess that's why they pulled him out so he wouldn't kill that one guy. He beats the Asian man in the toilet. I mean, like what are you authorized to do?
Yeah. I mean,
like I understand the importance of maintaining cover, but like if in maintaining that cover you have to kill 3 people, like when you come out, do they just be like, oh yeah, whatever, It's like what do you do?
Yeah, is he a 00 agent? Like, I don't know. No, that's actually an excellent point. I would assume, I don't know where exactly the line is drawn, but I would assume that you just can't commit like egregious crimes, I guess. Like you can't, I don't think he could kill someone. I think roughing someone up or going along with like disposing of the body that's already happened or whatever, like in order to maintain cover makes sense. I feel like this has to be written somewhere in their code or something. Like it has to be clear for them. I would assume. Otherwise, you've got agents out there just who can get away with crazy shit.
Yeah, but then like wouldn't I mean, wouldn't initiation always just be pop this one guy for us and then
Oh yeah, and then they know.
Yeah.
If you can't do it, then you're a rat. Yeah, good point. Fuck, maybe the FBI agents have killed a bunch of people.
Dude, just think about how many organizations are just rats on rats on rats, and they're all just feeding each other, and they're all just getting each other to kill people. And it's like, oh my god.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, and then they don't even know they're all like rats because there's like the communication's terrible on the FBI side.
Yeah,
so
I
they're all
don't
just
know
doing
how
these
you
terrible
manage
things
something
for
like
each other.
that. Yeah.
Well, the answer that this movie suggests is not very well because, man, they had no idea where he was like the whole time. Which is kind of shocking, to be honest. Like, I understand he was meant to check in and stuff, but like, man, I just feel like there's no way you can not know where your agent is for like weeks.
I mean, it was the 70s, so I mean, like, it's not exactly like, these days where, it's instant, tracking and communication, all that shit, but like,
Yeah. They don't insert a GPS tracker into him.
Yeah. Don't you do that thing where like, you establish like a post box and you drop a letter in the post box or whatever? Is that what they do?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, in this one they have meetings, but like when you have to be a bit more clever, just drop off the post. Isn't it? That's like a thing.
Yeah, I think so. I was surprised how obvious their meetings were in this, to be honest with you. Like, they kind of just go out to a diner and like just put the files on the table with everyone around. And I'm just like, what if, like, obviously I understand the chances are low, but like, he was sprung at one point in the movie by the other dude, Nicky, I think his name was, like at the hotel. They saw each other.
Yeah.
So like that shit happens.
But he doesn't know what he's there for. Is the thing. I think Nicky assumes he's there on Lefty's business, isn't it? Like that's what happens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he must. But it just
I
proves
guess the
that they
benefit of the
can run
public.
into each other.
Yeah, the benefit of the public meeting is that you can just be like, oh, there's just some guy I know, and we're just having a chat. Whereas like if it's like a covert meeting and like you get followed there, it's a lot harder to say. Whereas if you're just meeting at a dining, you'd be like, yeah, this is my buddy.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then the other guys, I would hope, is like trained to be able to play into it, to just go like, oh yeah, I'm a connected guy too, or whatever. Yeah, man. This whole, I mean, this movie really raised again, like much like it did with Leo's character in The Departed. Shout out to Infernal Affairs, Andy. Just had to say it. Like how you have to have some serious issues, or not necessarily issues, but you have to, I don't know, have a screw loose, or something has to be going on with you psychologically, I feel like, to do this job that Donnie does in this movie, that Joe does in this movie, to be an undercover agent, to earn your living. Like to decide that, oh yeah, this is how I'm going to earn my living. And obviously that's, but we've already talked about the ending, how that's exemplified, how he did all this work and got $500 for it. It's ridiculous. But even still, like throughout, just seeing the extent of the effort he goes to, ruins his marriage, never sees his kids, goes off the grid for months. It's like, why would anyone do this? Like, I think it would be fascinating to understand, like, the psychology behind it, like what makes one to go down this line of work.
I mean, like, it's a strong, perverted sense of justice, isn't it?
Yeah, possibly. But I also assume that it's probably at the start, it's that combined with not understanding exactly the extent to what it's going to demand of you, I assume.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like the wife highlights was meant to be 3 months and it's come 2 years or whatever. So
Yeah,
probably
exactly.
undersell it and then they just keep on pushing you.
Yeah, that's right. And then once you're in, you're really stuck. And you got to really keep it going. God, that's insane.
I mean, because like before the movie even starts, like you need to assume that he's been on the ground floor trying to establish himself, like as like a, because he gets like someone tells whoever it was, like they tell Lefty he's a jeweler, so he's obviously had to spend like the past few months like just laying that like bare bones kind of fact. So like I guess it's like
Yeah, yeah. It takes a lot of time to like lay the groundwork, make the backstory believable, all that kind of shit. Yeah.
You know who my favorite undercover guy is that I think you'll appreciate? Brian from Fast and Furious. You should watch Fast and Furious if you want a good undercover guy and infiltrating.
I totally forgot that's what that was. Oh my god. Is he? How long is he undercover?
I don't remember if they set a time frame in the first movie, but like he's there for a little bit, and then he goes back undercover in 4, and technically in 2, I guess.
But at what point does Vin Diesel know he's a cop?
At the end of the first film.
Oh, okay.
I guess the whole third point kind of climax thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I have seen that movie. I don't remember it.
I had seen the FBI springing Lefty and Donnie at the end. You know, something I've seen part of the TV. Like that part, I do. Like I remember that, but I was like, I didn't know the context of it, so I just thought it was like another thing, So it was good to know, like, I was like, oh, that's what that was happening. They're bringing him in.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not. I guess by its. Like it is a bit of a spoiler, but it's not.
But it doesn't
like,
really affect it. Yeah. So that was
not really.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. I don't really have much else to say other than I think it goes back to the point about what Sonny's not Sonny, what Lefty's character is, in that like it's having like no focus on like the upper end, like other than like the brief interactions with the Sonny Red. Like I don't know. Creates for an interesting story.
Yeah.
Because because you're right about what you're saying earlier. So how often we are looking at the bosses, the dons, the godfathers, and all that. It's
Yeah, and even like Sonny Black, who's kind of ends up being the main sort of boss character, if you will, in the movie. He's kind of just like a captain himself. Like he's sort of as high as you. Like Sonny Red's in the movie too, but yeah, it doesn't. You're right. It doesn't explore the upper echelon of the syndicate. I will shout out, I think in terms of Al Pacino's performance, which is I don't want to undersell, is really great. Like I really like the two scenes in particular when he's just one-on-one in the car with Depp and they have that more like serious sort of like grounded moments. The first one's when they're driving after the Sonny Red hit. And then they kill Nicky because they decide Nicky's the rat and they just pop him. And they have this whole scene about how, Donnie's feeling bad because he knows Nicky's not the rat because he is. And then he's like, Nicky wasn't a rat, and trying to get Lefty to say his name, and he kind of comes around to saying it. I thought that was just a really good scene. It ends with them sort of both saying how they're spokes on a wheel and playing into that whole theme of them just being lower rung people that are at the whims of those above them, which is cool. The scene though that was a similarly laid out scene that I thought Pacino did a fantastic job in was right before the scene you just mentioned where they go into the boat and then the whole thing gets sprung. Like when they're sitting in the car together and Lefty confronts Donnie about being a rat. Man, really great scene because he was onto him and he was right. Donnie still managed to squirm his way out of it again really effectively. But I thought the moment in particular where Al Pacino, like, he starts sort of really believing what he's saying and then turns the gun on himself and starts saying, he would be the fool. And like, if you're the rat, then it's me. I'm the, it's not me. And the way he's emoting in that scene with the gun, got the gun in his head and he's like really, it's the most like vulnerable you sort of see him sort of shaking a bit and stuff. Really, really strong, I thought, performance there with he gave with his eyes in particular in that scene. And it's just amazing how, like, obviously he's completely correct because that's exactly what ended up happening. Donnie was the rat. He paid the price for it. So he was totally right about that. But just I think the way in which he got to such a low, vulnerable point in that scene, that then the way Donnie was able to bring him back out of it by instilling confidence that it's not him, and then for it to still be him, like it just speaks to how good the dynamic is and how effective Donnie is as an agent to that point. Because holy shit, he really sold it.
Yeah. I mean, I said at the start, and this is Pacino's best. It's like I agree wholeheartedly with everything you say.
I'm glad you do, but it's not his best, bro. Come on.
It is. What else? What else comes close?
Oh, he's better in Heat. He's better in The Godfather Part 2. Absolutely.
He's not better in Heat.
Yes, he is. What?
That ass. What, that makes him better? Fucking no way.
No, he is better in Heat. It's absolutely wonderful performance. Absolutely goated performance in Heat. No, he is better in Heat. But dude, don't get me wrong. I'm not. I love getting into these arguments with you, but I'm not doing it to try and devalue this performance because I do think this performance is absolutely excellent as well. I'm telling you, my whole hypothesis this whole time has been 90s Al Pacino is peak. Just everything he does in the 90s. You put it together with this Heat, Glenn Gary Glenn Ross is another. That's like another alpha male performance, actually, but that one's great as well. So, dude, everything this guy does in the 90s is untouchable. I'm telling you, and this just adds it to the list.
I don't know. 1995 seems like a skipped year.
Maybe. I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
Same. I think
cool. Let's get to Oh, sorry.
So I was saying, like, I think Mike took over some of his, like, I think it was the cinematographer, maybe the composer. I think it was the composer. Like, he used them again um for Goblet of Fire. So I mean, like, I don't know, kind of goes to show he likes his team, you know.
Yeah, I liked the theme.
Mm.
It was just kind of, it was like cinematic somberness, I guess is what you'd call it at the start. Which at the start kind of confused me a little bit in terms of like I didn't know what I was getting into.
Mm.
It was kind of not necessarily the vibe I was expecting at the start over the opening credits, but like by the end, ended up making perfect sense with, you know, the ending that we got. Okie dokie. Let's get to our final verdicts for Donnie Brasco, Jaden.
I'll give it 9. I really enjoyed
Huge.
it. I think it's everything else at the start. I think it deserves to be discussed a lot more amongst the best gangster films of all time. I'm surprised it isn't. Maybe it's the British bias, anti-British bias. Like a
Yeah,
sense,
maybe.
Mike. Yeah.
Maybe. They just don't believe a British guy could do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give it an 8 for sure. I think it's really great. And would definitely recommend. It has got good, you're right. I feel like it's not often in those conversations, but it has got a strong IMDb score. How many people have reviewed it? Like, how popular is it?
Like, I know it's a
Yeah,
pretty
see,
big
it's not
film.
huge. It's only got,
Oh, really?
like, it's only, well, I mean, it is, but it's only got 350,000 ratings.
Right.
You know,
It's got about 400 on Letterboxd.
yeah, like obviously that's
So,
not a small film by any means, but it's not like, you're right. It's not in that like all timer, like everyone's seen this kind of thing. Like you've got to watch this. So,
yeah.
but yeah, maybe it should be. Maybe it should be. All right. Are we going to talk about this Zach Power trailer?
Up to you, man.
Oh, look. So I had seen that this trailer came out. I feel like I've got to talk about it because like I feel like I'm synonymous with Zach Power.
Because you're
just
Zach.
in my life. Because my name's Zach, and because, like, you know, it's one of those obnoxious things where I came up at a time where Zach Power was relevant. My name's Zach, and everyone calls you Zach Power and relates to them because I think it's funny. It's unfortunate. Also, like, I read Zach Power books. I don't remember them, like, having plots like this where they, like, everyone gets turned into children.
No.
So that's kind of different.
I was shocked by the tone of the story. Which feels funny to say about the fucking
It's not
kids.
dark enough for Zach Power.
Yeah. No, but he was on like secret agent shit, you know? He was like infiltrating bases and shit in the fucking desert. I don't know. He was doing cool stuff, you know? He wasn't babysitting and thoughts and all that shit. I don't know, man. I wish I had my
No,
Zach
you're not
Power
wrong
books
about
here
that.
as a reference at the moment, but
Dude, I got rid of all mine. I had mine and got rid of them. Like I think when we moved house, I had way too many of them.
Yeah. But I don't know. I just wish it was a bit more secret agent. I mean, maybe it will be. Maybe the trailer undersells it, as it hammers home the baby thing. But
Yeah.
I didn't like his voice, to be honest.
It's like I appreciate that they're just not shying away from just making it full Australian.
Yeah.
I'll say that. Look, I will say this. Well, first of all, when the trailer ended and it said January 2027, I'm like, why the fuck does this trailer exist now then? Like they're really playing the long game, building the hype for Zach Power. All right. Sure. That shocked me. I thought for sure this shit was going to be out in August. Like that's crazy to me. I thought it looked pretty good.
It
I'm
does.
not going to lie. The art style's pretty solid.
Yeah. That's probably why they're advertising so early, because they need this thing to make money, like, hard.
Yeah, they spent a lot
I
on this
imagine
shit.
this is going to be an expensive film, especially by Australian standards.
That's true. I can also like I don't disagree that the plot. I can't believe I'm actually having a serious conversation about this right now, but I don't disagree at all that the plot doesn't feel like Zach Power. But at the same time, I could easily see this becoming a thing where it's like this movie's huge on streaming and kids love it. Like, it's just one of those big kids things.
Yeah.
So, like, I can't take that away from it. And like, it looks like we said, like the outside looks decent. It doesn't look like slop or like generic. So, you know, more power to them.
Oh,
I really need to move on after that. All right, let's get to our highlights of the week. Jaden, what have you been watching?
I don't think I've seen anything this week.
Okay.
Yeah, no, blank week for me.
That's okay because, you know, you've contributed a lot to highlights over the past couple months where I've languished. But I've got something for you because I watched one of your favourite films from last year, Splitsville.
Yeah, I saw that. Got me excited.
Man, this movie's great.
Yeah.
You weren't wrong. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm a bit, you know me, I'm a bit skeptical. I'm like, Jane thinks this movie's great. Is it? You know, we'll see. I'll be the judge of that. And I was the judge of it, and you were right. Because this movie's just very clever. Dude, I just mainly loved how cinematic it felt and how much effort was clearly put into a lot of the different sequences that they pull off. And how that adds to the comedy and adds to the sort of, I don't know, just like the whole crazy four-way dynamic that's already happening in the story, like how it feels like cinematically that's like it's elevating the whole thing. I don't want to speak too pretentiously about it but it is true. The sequence where it's oh my god, Adria's like starts having all the boyfriends come over.
Oh yeah.
And then like he befriends them all. Yeah. But it's like this long running one that like all the lighting keeps switches throughout like the apartment set that they're in and everything. Like it's like time passing and the relationships passing and all that. But it was just really well done. It was just like, it was really funny. Like just that whole the idea of like him befriending them all as they come through. That's just one example, but and obviously, you know, the whole sequence where they freaking have the huge brawl throughout the mansion is just hilarious.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic.
You don't really get scenes staged like that. You know, just so environmental and, you know, long going and I don't know, so well coordinated and physical. I mean, it's kind of rare these days. It's yeah.
It felt that way to me.
Yeah. It's, you know, it's for me it was that it's that movie that tries to win you back over on Dakota Johnson on being a good actor or not. And like it's
yeah.
I mean, it does a lot of good work for her, but like it's yeah. I think the cast was fantastic. I can't remember their names now, but the guy that Dakota Johnson is married to, I love him so much. He was brilliant.
Oh, Michelangelo.
Yeah. Dude, everything about his personality in the film I fucking loved so much. All his interactions with the kid and everything as well. So good.
Yeah, agreed 100%. Carl Marvin's the other guy. He's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were all great. Some really great scenes. Yeah. I just, you know, I'm shocked Jaden had a recommendation that was good. You know, it's never happened, but
where does this come from? I feel like we're on par often.
No, we are. I know. I'm just being a smartass. Yeah, check it out. It's good. It's on. Well, I watched it because it's on HBO now, so it's available for everyone.
I'm glad the movie is doing well for him. I think the director's. I think he had one film prior to this, and a short film. I'm glad this has popped off for him.
It's has it been finding an audience?
Yeah.
Okay.
And like when we watched it at me and Andy, like one of the actors was like doing an intro. Not one of the main ones. It was an Australian bloke that's in like one or two scenes at the end.
Oh yeah, I remember the guy. Yeah.
But he was talking about how he was roommates with the director. And it was just like, and he was just like, fuck it. And he's like, I'm going to make a movie. He's like, fuck it, I'm just going to do it. No one's making movies I like. So fuck it, I'm just going to write it and I'm just going to do it. And the Australian guy was like, but you don't know, you haven't done anything, you know? He's like, what are you going to do? Like, fuck, I'm going to make a short film. I'm going to write a short film. Fuck it, I'm just going to write it. I'm just going to direct it. And then he did the short film and then he made the movie. He's like, fuck it, I'm just going to do it again. And then he made this one and like, it's worked it out, you know? He talks about like, you know, living in that shitty Hollywood apartment and he's just like, I'm going to do it. And then he did it. And I'm fucking like, it's worked out so well for him. It's, I think that's really admirable.
Yeah, absolutely. Huge respect.
And he used that many fuckets, by the way. That wasn't an exaggeration. That's exactly that's a direct quote.
I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see that for sure. All right. Now comes the segment where we hand the show over to you with our question of the show. Last week we asked you, who is your favourite gangster's wife?
Oh, I probably should have looked at this.
Huge question. Yeah.
I didn't even know what the question was. I forgot to ask you. That's funny.
Andy Lau said, Emily Browning's character in Legend, the wife of one of the Tom Hardys. One of the Tom Hardys?
Yeah, because Tom Hardy plays twins. He plays both Ronnie and Reggie Crow.
Got it. Had no idea. There you go. I haven't seen the film at all. I just know she's my favourite. Understood. Say no more. Dr. Luke says Carmela Soprano. Now, Luke, I'm gonna give Leanne the respect of reading her answer first before I roast you, but I will come back to that. Dr. Leanne said, my favourite performances of a gangster's wife are Lorraine Bracco, who played as Karen Hill in Goodfellas. There you go. Coming in a very close second for me is Diane Keaton, who played Kay Adams, Corleone in The Godfather. It's a question I hadn't really thought about until now, so thanks for that. Great that you finally got around to reviewing Donnie Brasco too. There you go. Leanne is a believer in Donnie Brasco. Absolutely. We need to spread the word. For this movie that's 30 years old, spread the word. Okay. Good answers, for sure. I am definitely, I like Diane Keaton in The Godfather Part 1 and 2 for sure. I like her in Part 2 a lot. I like everything in Part 2 a lot, as Jaden knows and knows well. Man, Dr. Luke. Oh, no, he has started The Sopranos, I think. He hasn't finished it. That's my beef. I think that's what it is. He watched did he even finish the first season? I need to confront him about this. Look, Dr. Luke, if you haven't finished at least one season of The Sopranos, I won't accept the answer. Because you can't steal my answer from me after having not even seen the whole thing. You know what I mean? And I feel like I got completely undercut here. Because this is obviously my answer. Being Edie Falco as Carmela Soprano, because it's fantastic. There's not a better one out there, you know? Talk about a fully realized character. Just fantastic. And this guy, Luke, thinks he can, like, if you, Jaden, you can't, I think you've seen more of The Sopranos than Luke, I think, but I'm going to have to confirm this, but I won't accept you answering this either, you know what I mean?
Because don't worry, I'm not going to.
There you go. See, you understand. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, no, because I just don't like the character. That's what
I'll cut that. But anyway. Jaden, who is your favourite gangster's wife?
After a brief scroll, maybe Jessica Chastain and the Most Violent Year. That's pretty much all I've been able to come up with the films I'm looking at. She was pretty good in that film. I liked her. It's also been a while since I've seen it, so maybe, I don't know. Could be wrong. Nah, I liked everything about that film. Yeah, I'll stick with that. I like it.
Dude, the delay or Wi-Fi thing going on right now is where, like, I heard everything you said except who.
You just cut a little bit for me there as well, so I missed the end of your joke.
Oh shit! I just didn't hear who the person is.
It's Jessica Chastain in The Most Violent Year.
Oh, killer answer.
Yeah.
Now, is he a gangster?
He was, wasn't he? They used like the rubbish thing to cover up for it, didn't they, or whatever? I don't. Don't have it.
It's like it's like borderline. I think you probably could say he is. Is Abel Morales a gangster? I remember the guy's name because it's such a great movie.
It's under crime film, and it has the same conventions, you know.
It says he Google AI thinks He's not a traditional gangster, but an ambitious businessman. He actively... Oh, yeah, that's right. He actively avoids acting like a gangster, yet navigates a dangerous underworld-connected environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. He's like trying to not be a gangster, but kind of like he's doing deals with all the gangsters. So, if that makes him a gangster. But he hates gangsters. But he works with them. So that's kind of tricky.
Yeah. Which makes him the best of them.
True. Yeah, no, dude, I mean, I can scrutinize the definition, but I can't disagree. It's a great answer. I'll never knock that one down. All right. Maybe we should wrap this up before the Wi-Fi goes again, or the dogs start barking again, or, I feel like this episode's a bit cursed. But that's all right. As always, we'd love you to submit your responses, thoughts, and or reviews for next week's film in the YouTube or Instagram comment section, or join the Discord server. This week, the specific question we'll be asking you is, I don't think Jaden actually confirmed he was happy with this, but it's the question I had. So, which fictional army would you fight for? Let us know. Is that the best way to put it? Would you know?
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
I don't really know how else you would.
Yeah, okay. That's fine. I'd fight for the orcs for sure.
The orcs, what are the Warhammer ones called? The Imperium? Is that those?
The Imperium? Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. People like to go on about those.
Okay. I didn't know. I don't know. Dude, I don't know anything about Warhammer at all.
I only hear bits and pieces, and I'm sure my knowledge is very, very skewed.
I guess it's meant to be cool. Would I like it?
I don't know. I think the lore's pretty incredible. I think it's meant to be pretty incredible, but at the same time, I don't really know.
Do I want to get into that? I don't know. Sounds like a lot, to be honest.
Yeah.
Sounds like a bit of a level of nerd that I'm not quite sunk to the lows of yet, but we'll see. All right, that's it for this week's episode. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Jaden, what are we doing next week?
We're doing Starship Troopers, which won at a poll that I was removed from.
Forcibly.
So, yeah, you should complain about that. It is on.
It's on Disney Plus. I've got you covered there.
D+. Yes, correct.
There you go.
Yes, this will be a fun one that we should. We haven't done a fun one, like a proper fun one, in a while.
I hope it's a fun one. Sometimes it depends. So usually, spoof movies or parody movies can bore me a little bit, just because they feel like I kind of get it in the first 10 minutes and then it just keeps going. But the fact that the whole thing with this one is that people didn't understand it was a parody for so long makes me think it might be a bit more engaging throughout. Maybe.
Could be.
I don't know. Yeah. That's a complete theory at this point, but it'll be put to the test next week for sure. All right. Appreciate everyone tuning in. I appreciate Jaden for joining me as always. Have a great rest of your week, everyone, and goodbye.